Courtroom, we now wait for the final charges for Daniel Holtzclaw.
Daniel Holtzclaw, a police officer of the Oklahoma City Police Department, has been accused by 13 women on 36 charges, which include oral sodomy and rape.
If it weren't for Liggins to report this issue to the police department, Holtzclaw could have possibly committed more acts of sexual harassment and assault. Holtzclaw typically targeted black women of the lower class and have had past run-ins with the law on counts related to drug abuse or prostitution.
Here we have one of the victims, Shanagrian Sade Hill, with us to speak of former officer Holtzclaw.
Ma'am, can you please share with us your experience with former officer Daniel Holtzclaw?
I was taken to the hospital on the opposite side of town, which I didn't think of nothing at the time. When I got there, they took off my clothes and handcuffed me to the bed. Took me to the room, no nurses, nobody. Nobody came to check on me. Me being in the room with the police, not expecting to be violated the way I did. The way I was done. I couldn't believe it. I was speechless. I was scared.
Based on the reports of Holtzclaw's victims, one can only understand how colored women belonging to these low-income neighborhoods are extremely vulnerable to the superiority of white male officers.
Holtzclaw's tactics of intimidation and abusing his position of authority are evidence of this claim. Holtzclaw depended on the fact that his victims were criminals who did not want jail time, threatened to turn them in, unless they performed sexual acts.
Breaking news! Daniel Holtzclaw has been convicted of 18 charges of sexual assault and harassment. He now faces a 263-year sentence. Here he comes now. We apologize for the cut in your live stream. It was due to unnecessary actions and very foul language.
My name is Tammy Cow.
My name is Ashley Din. And we're reporting to you live from the courthouse.
Good morning, Bay Area. My name is Yosef Laya, and today we'll be talking with former book writer and now Syrian journalist Alex Dela Cruz. Good morning, Alex. Tell me, why wasn't anyone aware of this event?
Because the Americans wanted to never be seen as the bad people, but only the Syrians.
Why are Americans hidden from this information?
Because of the actions that were previously done from Syria.
Why do you think this event's importance is superior to, for example, the bombing in France?
Because the death counts in France is very minuscule compared to the amount of deaths in Syria. And it was actually done by non-terrorist attacks, which makes it much bigger of a problem compared to the power that the Russian government has.
Do you think that this was the right call by the Russian?
I can understand why Russia would do such an action, but I do not think this is the right way to solve such a solution when it can be solved in many other ways.
In what way can you relate to these innocent Syrians?
I actually grew up being as a lower class member my entire life, and I still sort of am, so I can understand the struggle that these people have.
How have Syrians been viewing the Americans and the French?
My book was actually looked down upon, or it was viewed satire, so the possible idea of having equality between Americans and Syrians were very unlikely due to the hatred that they have towards each other and how they keep viewing revenge as a possible way of seeking who is the more powered and who is the powerless.
How did the public view your book when it was first published?
Yes, after such a horrific event, I was actually finally given publicity by Barack Obama, who had given attention and began a fundraiser towards all the dead Syrian children and their families who have all had struggles as being a lower class. And I was one of the only people to view this as wrongfully done by what Russia had done.
This horrible event given any publicity? Thank you, Alex.
Here we are at Public Debate. I'm Alex Dela Cruz, former book writer and journalist. Here we have Arshin Sahagan presenting the 30,000 workers that went on strike against numerous oil companies. And this is Joseph Lyle, former news reporter and now United Steelworkers Union representative.
I represent all my brothers and sisters who are complete slaves to the oil industry. We want higher wages, better working conditions, and we want to be treated like people, not dogs.
Why do the companies have the power? Why are the workers so powerless?
The oil corporations have the power because they are among the richest and most politically strong corporations. They influence governments, and they use their wealth as a weapon. The oil workers are powerless because they do not have enough political strength or money to take on these companies. Safety is one of our priorities. We barely restrict you guys at all. We let you complain, speak your minds, and allow you to go on strike. We never lessened your pay. Then what about that explosion last month? That's because y'all were too busy striking.
Guys, relax. Is there any class conflict and struggle here?
Yes, because the rich company and the poor workers. No, actually, I think you have this all wrong.
There we have it, folks. The union and workers have finally come to an agreement after months of hard striking, but the union's promise for further discussion